Point, we hand over the project to you as the project that you endorsed that it should be an anniversary project. Thank you.
More surprising.
Handed over to the national executive. I believe that now all of us own this project. So it is Fosa project as of now. So on behalf of the 87-year group and then the national executive and the entire membership of Fosa, I also hand over this to you as a sign that we let it. Thank you.
I want to thank you, Fosa National, Fosa 87, for this kind gesture. In fact, this project has scared a lot of year groups. Yeah. They come, we point it out to them, they shake their head. Even the school, it was our headache. Because it was marring the beauty of campus. No matter how much you paint the campus, this reservoir alone was taking some marks. So when the president of 87-year group broke the news to me, I was very, very happy. And she asked me to help the contractor, and I did it in a flash. Yes. And today we are grateful that the project has been completed. But when the students come, they'll be very, very happy. Our prayer is that the good Lord gives you good health, long life, and strength, and grant you success in all your endeavors, so that you can get more and contribute meaningfully as you've been doing for the school. Thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Amen. Yeah, in fact, I'm very, very happy and I'm impressed because this has been a project that many year group came, they just look at it and they doubt they could do it. And even the school, we were thinking about how to get funds to do it. So when the news came that the 87-year group, they want to embark on this project, it was a great story. So we quickly had to get somebody who can do it. And today the project has been completed and handed over to the school. This project was undertaken by the 87-year group. The 94-year group also started the new girls' dormitory fence wall, and the school later completed it. The 82-year group, they worked on the visual art department, they renovated it. And Fosa as a whole also renovated the boys' dormitory. And now they are renovating these two classroom blocks that you see behind us. And Fosa as a whole in 2015 also renovated the chemistry lab, biology lab, and the physics lab. So they are doing a great thing. And now they want to even get the school a befitting gate. So they are doing a lot. They have a lot on their list that they want to do. Yes, one major challenge that we have as a school is the lack of boundary wall that has made the school a thoroughfare. And we have discussed with the PTA and even the old students, and they are getting ready to put their resources together to do that. So apart from the old student, the PTA is also doing a lot. This dining hall that you see over here, it was small. It was the PTA that expanded it. There is a generating plant at our back. It was the PTA that bought it for us. So the PTA are also doing their part. There's this Kia truck over there. The PTA did it. So the major stakeholders that are helping, we have the PTA, we have the old student, and of course the government. Last year, for example, the government gave us a bus, a 66-seater bus. The government is renovating the old assembly hall, turning it into a home science block. So these are the three major stakeholders who are helping the school. So we invite other philanthropists to also come to our aid. This is the main reservoir that distributes water to the dormitories and to the dining hall. So if without this reservoir, then anytime they lock the taps, you will not get water. So it stores water, so that even if Ghana Water Company puts off their tap, we can still get water for some days. So it's a very important reservoir. It was working, but there was leakage. So we were wasting a lot of water. But now that they've renovated, we hope the leakage will stop and our water bills will also go down.
Another one. 1, 2, 3. 87.
Okay. When we were here in 82, that's the year that we came here, the reservoir was serving us water. So we did not have so much problem with water on campus, although at that time we were not as much as the number of students on campus now. So we were relying on the reservoir for water. But because there were cracks and it could not hold the amount of water that needs to be in the reservoir, it has been there, and for a period of time, Fija has been having problems with water. That moved us to dig boreholes for them. But I realized that even with the borehole, they will really need something to store the water before its distribution. So when the 87-year group decided to have a project to honor our 30th anniversary, realized that there can not be any project that would be better than giving water to the students, for them to be more comfortable and then, lessen the burden of going to search for water every now and then. And apart from that, you see, where the reservoir is situated is the first point when you are going to the administration block. So for the fact that that thing was looking ugly was demeaning our school. It's like you get there, no matter how much painting, no matter how much renovation, no matter how much things that we give the school, that structure was bringing us down. So we realized that no, for us to get back the image that we had when we were back in school, let us renovate the reservoir so that by the time the new first year students come in September, they will come and see a brand new school, and that will enhance the academic year. The total cost of renovating the reservoir was 9,960. So with just 40 Ghana cedis, it will have been 10,000. That will be 100 million old Ghana cedis. And this one was brought about with the contribution of 87-year group. So it's just 1 year group. Voluntary contribution. We charge ourselves to give a minimum of 100 cedis and a maximum of 1,500 cedis. So some people contributed 100, 200, others 500, 1,000 and over. But the bottom line is that holistically, 87-year group, no matter how much you paid, all of us together made it possible. In fact, in total, we have about 180 members in our database. But for this contribution, at this point, we had about 57, 58 people. That is less than 60 people who have brought in their pledges, which means that we are still waiting for the other ones who will bring it in, and in turn we'll give it back to the school. Because next year is 2018, we are going to have the homecoming 2018, and the project for homecoming 2018 is the restoration of the junior block and the senior block. So whichever excess that we have after collecting all the monies, we'll roll them all back to the contribution of 2018 homecoming, so that they will use that to develop the school. So all those who have not brought in their pledges, please, the fact that we finished the reservoir doesn't mean that you are done. Please bring your money, because it is still going back to enhancing the beauty and the facelifting of our school. I remember that in 2015, we 87-year group contributed 11,400, which will be 114 million Ghana cedis, to the expansion of the science lab and then refurbishing it. Then in 2016, we also gave out 7,600 from 87-year group to the homecoming committee to also refurbish the boys' dorm and the boys' toilets. And then the same 2016, we gave the school 100 banquet chairs, which was to the value of 15,000 Ghana cedis. So as you can see, I mean, we are still giving and giving. Every year we give out something. And this evening during the dinner, we'll be honoring our teachers, we'll be honoring the people who have been supporting us to do all these great works. And we are grateful to Sky Power, who has been partnering us since 2015 in all the homecomings that we have been doing. We are very grateful to Sky Group for that.
Marks a historic event in the life of Fosa. 1987 year group have gathered here this evening to commemorate an anniversary, 30 years after leaving Fiji. Now the theme that you have chosen for this program, Fosa 87 at 30, then and now. I believe we all understand this theme. It is very powerful, then and now. So this evening we have all gathered here to share in the glory with the 87-year group how far the Lord has brought them. On behalf of the National Executive, I send you greetings. The other members would have wished to be here. Unfortunately, time and other engagements wouldn't allow them. So on their behalf, greetings to all of you. You remember that in February this year, when we gathered here for the 65th anniversary speech and prize giving day, during that period, elections were organized and we elected into office the current National Executive for Fiji Old Students Association. Now, NED has decided that the past is gone. We are now charting a new path. And that new path is to ensure that all of us come together and help to uplift the image of Fiji, our alma mater. And how do we do that? We need to come together with our resources, with our time, and everything at our disposal so that we can bring up Fijai to its former glory. If you look at the academic performance of the school over the past few years, I don't think there's anything to be proud about. And it is our aim that going forward, we must ensure that Fijai achieves academic excellence. We are also aware that discipline is something that is worrying Fijai. We know that it isn't only Fijai that is suffering from this canker, but we must ensure that discipline is restored in this school. And it takes me, it takes you, together with the other stakeholders, to ensure that discipline is something that we are going to face and ensure that we achieve that. Now, if you look around, you realize that our infrastructure, in fact, if you look at Fijai since 1952, you can count the number of buildings that have been added since the beginning or the inception of the school. We lack so many things. It is for us as old students to come together to make sure that we build and enhance the image of the school. We have started with the renovation of existing structures, but in the future we intend to do more than that, because as they say, heaven helps those who help themselves. And having passed through the walls of this school, it is our objective that we come together and help to uplift its image once again. And we can do this by coming together as year groups, as an association, so that the experiences that we have, the resources that we have, will be put together, and together we can move forward. So I commend 1987 year group for taking this bold initiative to celebrate this anniversary, and I believe it is a point for other year groups to look at, so that together, as I said, we would build the school. I wish you a successful anniversary, and I believe that this is not going to be a one-day wonder. That from here, you are going to build on the successes that you have achieved in the past, and some of which I recount here. In the 2015, during the homecoming event, you made a contribution of 11,400 towards the activities of Fosa. In 2016, you also contributed 100 banquet chairs to the school. Last year, during the homecoming event, you also made a contribution of 7,600. This year, you also made a presentation of books and prizes worth about 2,680 during the certificate speech and prize giving day. These are but a few of what you have done. And today, we all witnessed the completion and handing over of the old reservoir, which we see as a bold attempt by 1987. Those of us who were here this afternoon, during the handing over to the headmaster, he made a comment. And that comment was that when other year groups came to the school, and were told that it is 1987 that is taking up that project. Some of them became, what was the word we used? The word we used when some of the year groups came around to see that 87